Hi, Professor Girardi. This is Group 2, and our survey was Perceived Independence and Quality of Life Among Young Adults with Developmental Delays. I'm Rebecca Bruzek.
I'm Hannah Gilmer.
I'm Stephanie Lundy,
Katie McMurray,
Nikki Nguyne,
and Christina Stoops. The inspiration for our research project is the transitions in young adulthood can be difficult for individuals with or without health conditions. In a study in 2009, 13% of children birth to 3 years of age were eligible for Part C early intervention services in the United States. This equates to roughly over 300,000 babies needing early intervention services. The purpose of our study is to understand and synthesize the long-term outcomes for individuals with developmental delay who received early intervention occupational therapy services. We believe our research can help us confirm or guide early intervention for the future of the profession as well as for future clients. Our interviews are aimed at establishing self-perception of adjustments to the next step after high school, self-perception of how independent the participants are, how ready the participants believe they are for handling life events, and if the participants are currently receiving therapy services during the course of our study. Our research question: how do individuals age 18 to 25 with a developmental delay and who received early intervention occupational therapy services perceive their long-term independence and overall quality of life? Our ideal pool of participants includes 125 subjects, age range 18 to 25, gender percentages ideally will be split 50% male and 50% female, ethnicity to include all, geographic location nationwide, and an IQ above 80.
The literature review that we conducted was a study with Paul Ward and Landon Padavina looking at youth aging out of foster care and the needs for individuals to have access to occupational therapy services. Transitioning from a child to an adult is difficult for every individual, but it is significantly more difficult for those with disabilities. Our study would give early intervention occupational therapists beneficial information, and for the participants, it would give them a chance to self-reflect to better navigate their transition. Our study aims to ensure early intervention occupational therapy services are useful for children within the program and for years after. And this will give insight to type, frequency, and necessity of OT for children with developmental delays in early intervention to benefit from services in their adult lives. Transitioning youth with developmental delays will be better prepared for significant life changes, and we hope that our study will improve EI-OT services.
Our research question addressed how do individuals age 18 to 25 with a developmental delay who received early intervention occupational therapy perceive their long-term independence and overall quality of life. The survey that we created was a mixed method survey, and the aim of it was that it would show the significant long-term effects for individuals who had received early intervention occupational therapy and how to tailor early intervention occupational therapy in the future to yield more positive outcomes that span into adulthood. Our hypothesis was that young adults aged 18 to 25 with developmental delay who received early intervention occupational therapy services will report higher levels of adjustment and independence when transitioning to adulthood. Our survey consisted of 8 questions. The first question was, how independent do you feel in your current occupations? The second question was, how confident do you feel with the opportunities presented to you following high school graduation? The third question asked, how confident do you feel in handling and coping with significantly stressful life events such as a personal or family illness, divorce, job loss, etc.? The fourth question asked, how successful do you feel with your current responsibilities? The fifth question asked, how prepared do you feel for your next life transition, such as starting a new job, college enrollment, etc.? The sixth question asked, are you currently receiving occupational therapy services? The seventh question asked, do you feel these services have helped you become and stay independent in your young adult years? If so, please explain. And finally, the last question asked, what coping strategies do you use to handle a stressful situation?
Our participants received an anonymous 8-question survey and were given 3 weeks to respond. We learned that sending out reminder emails increased response outcome. Our research group selected a Likert scale due to our participants being familiar with the content and our need for an average score on question 1 through 5. The Likert scale was selected to ascribe numerical value to our survey response questions as a means interpret our qualitative standpoint into a quantitative perspective.
When we analyzed our open-ended survey questions, we found that most participants responded to the questions about stress coping skills. Overall, exercise, deep breathing, and other strategies were the most prevalent responses. Our overall themes were related to independence, stress coping skills, success in current responsibilities, and preparedness in transitions. Overall, our participants felt a medium to high level of success in independence and medium levels of success in coping skills, current responsibilities, and transitions.
In conclusion, or ideas for future research is how do individuals age 18 through 25 with a developmental delay who did not receive early intervention occupational therapy perceive their long-term independence and overall quality of life? The limitations of the study is since we recruited participants at age 18, we cannot get the EI information until then. Delimitations are we will remove record search because participants would already be enrolled in EI, or implications and applications for occupational therapy practice is that OT will review the results of the interview questionnaires and results can influence future intervention. What does the study mean from a broad perspective? From a broad perspective, the study would like to see how early intervention benefits an individual's independence and overall quality of life.
And these are our references. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.